Hello again, this is Rob Wagon with MyCloudIT, and I wanted to continue our discussion on the capabilities MyCloudIT brings to your desktop as a service deployment and the other management tools we provide for you. Today we're going to talk about the Office 365 integration, and I'm on the Office 365 tab, and right now we have two choices, copy users or sync users. Copy users, it only copies users from the existing directory. It does not provide any synchronization capability. Here's more detail on it and making sure that users reset their passphrase. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you copy users. The first thing we have to do is sign in to our Office 365 subscription. Then we can retrieve users. Right now, as Ed saw, it was validating our credentials and then retrieving users. We could copy all or just a handful of the users from Office 365 into your deployment's Active Directory. So I'll just grab a couple users here. Then we're going to set the default password. The instructions right here make it really clear. We can't grab the password from Azure Active Directory at this point. For your local Active Directory, you need to give them a new password. And then we can say copy Office users. Now we've had success and a process has begun to copy your selected users into the deployment's Active Directory. We can of course look up here and see that this task has started. We can drill into notifications, click refresh, and see that our creating Office 365 users has already completed. But our notifications tell you who's been added and that a temporary password has been assigned. Now we can move back into our deployment and go back into Office 365. So that was the copy users capability. Now we're going to sync users. So we can move into sync users. Again, we need to provide our credentials, retrieve users. With synchronization, we need to choose which users we're going to copy into the deployment. And the instructions here are really good. You may select as many users as you would like, and you can always return to this view later to copy in any more users. This means that we're not going to have full identity replication. We're going to have same sign-on synchronization. After you selected the users to copy over, we're again going to set a temporary default password for those users. It's important to remind those users after they've logged in for the first time with a temporary password that they need to reset it. We also provide instruction here on how to reset that password. Notice that we say Control-Alt-Delete. It could be Control-Alt-End for the remote desktop session. So it depends on the scenario the customer's in. Click Close. Now what we're going to do is, again, we could choose all the users to copy. Remember, we'd copied a few already. Don't worry, it'll just see the users already copied and not copy them again. But this time we're setting up for the Office 365 Sync component, which we could copy users or we don't have to. But then we set the default password again for those users. Once we have the password set, we click Copy Office Users. So we'll give this a few minutes to run, and I'll come back once we get to the next screen. Now we've seen success that our copy selected users has begun. Again, we have a new task up here, creating Office 365 users like the last time. Once that's finished, we can sync with passwords or sync without passwords for our Office 365 password sync. Now, we provide more detail on each of these. Notice when we synchronize with passwords, we're going to be overriding the Office 365 passwords with the existing passwords the user's creating in the local Active Directory within the deployment. If you choose sync with passwords, you can't go back and change it to sync without passwords. And then again, we encourage you to remind your users to change those passwords. And now we're going to choose sync with passwords. So go ahead and click, and you'll see that we're beginning the Office 365 sync process. and the first sync process could take up to 24 hours to complete. In the meantime, you have the ability to copy users over that may have been left behind, since we went ahead and chose all users to copy over. So what I'm going to do is come back to you after this initial sync has completed and show you where we are. Okay, we're back now, and the synchronization has completed. Now that sync is completed, you have three options. Add more users, the same experience we went through. So here we have any users that haven't been synchronized already show up here. Click back. We can click Force Sync, and this will immediately force a synchronization between your Active Directory and Office 365 directory, and then desync if you want to remove the synchronization between your Active Directory and Office 365. So with that, that's all I wanted to cover today. I hope this is helpful, and I wish you well.